In the market for a new golf bag? Great. I've reviewed dozens of them personally, and today I'm going to share with you my 10 favorite golf bags you can buy right now for a variety of different needs. So depending on what you were looking for, I have a good feeling we're going to have one for you. A few things I want to point out before I give you my pick. So I personally gravitate towards smaller brands that don't have like crazy branding all over them. So you're not going to find a lot of golf bags from the big companies like Titleist and TaylorMade that all have some great bags. They're just not necessarily the style I prefer. So in this list, you'll find brands from maybe some more boutique companies, companies you may not be familiar with, or companies that just specialize in doing pretty much nothing but golf bags. That's not to say there aren't tons of other great golf bags out there, but one of the things about me is I will not include it in my list if I have not used it and tested it personally. I've spent a very long time building up my reputation here, becoming essentially an expert in golf bags, and so I want to make sure that all the recommendations I give, I can stand behind. And the final thing to note is if you use any of the coupon codes I mentioned, or if you click any of the links below, I will get a commission. I want to make it clear, I do not care whether or not you buy any of these products that I mentioned. My whole goal here is just to help you find the right products for your needs. So I do not care at all if you think using those codes or whatever makes me biased. Go do your own research. I'm just sharing with you what I've experienced through my own testing. And if as you're watching this, if you're still not sure which bag is right for you, go take our 30-second quiz. I will link to that below. You answer a few questions, and I'm going to give you my best recommendations based on what I think is going to be the best golf bag for your specific needs. So you can do that while you're watching this video. Go check it out. I think you will find it to be super useful. Okay, let's jump right into it. I will share with you what I think is the best golf bag for most people at the end of this video, but to kick it off, we're talking about the best hybrid bag. This is if you are someone that sometimes walks, sometimes takes a push cart, sometimes takes a cart, and you want a bag that's going to be able to perform really well in all of those scenarios, I think you should get the Vessel Player 5 Pro. Now, Vessel bags, they're not for everybody. They are expensive luxury golf bags, but they're what I have used more than any other brand for my own rounds of golf over the last 5 years. And they just released the Player 5 Pro, and it's excellent. But here's the thing, this year things have changed. In the past, the Player 3, the Player 4, it's gotten my best overall pick. I'm not giving that to the 5 for two big reasons. First off, the 5 is now more expensive than its predecessors at $469, which is, it's a lot of money. And second, they have added quite a bit of weight to this model. So without the strap, without the rain cover, it comes in at over 7.5 pounds, which is a very heavy golf bag. But here's the thing, because of some of these changes they have made it the ultimate do-anything golf bag. So if you're someone who 50% of the time takes a cart and 50% of the time you carry or take a push cart, this is a bag that's going to work incredibly well in any of those scenarios. I just recently played Torrey Pines, I carried it, I had zero problems. The way their equilibrium strap system works makes it feel like a much lighter bag than it actually is. But when you put this thing on a cart, considering they built in a cart strap pass-through, which you don't see very often with carry bags, all of a sudden this thing becomes super functional in a variety of situations. It's still not going to be for everybody due to the price and the weight, but if you're someone who likes a bag that's going to do everything pretty well, this is the bag I would look at. All right, next up, most customizable golf bag. If you want something that's going to add a little variety into your life and be a bag you don't see out on the course very often, I would get the Stitch SL2 MiY. Make it yours. So this is a super unique 3-part golf bag. So you've got the bag itself, you've got the straps, and then you've got the saddle that goes around the bottom of it, and any of those you can switch out for different colors. So when you buy the bag, you can pick the exact combination of colors that you want, or if down the line you decide, you know what, I don't like these white straps, I want them to be baby blue, and I don't like the white saddle, I want it to be navy blue, you can switch all of that out. One of the knocks I've had about other Stitch bags in the past is there just isn't enough storage space. Although I was skeptical that this would actually be better because they moved all of the storage down below, I really have found that there's definitely been more space for balls, for jackets, for rangefinder, for whatever you need. This is a much more spacious bag than the SL2 and most of the other Stitch bags that I have tried. And if you like the general layout of this bag, but you want something that's a little bit lighter and a little bit less expensive, you can check out the Stitch Airwalker, which I've also had a really good experience with, that essentially everything's the same except it uses a different material and doesn't have that interchangeable system. All right, most underrated bag, and for me this one's easy. This is the Sun Mountain Mid-Stripe. So this bag came out a few years ago and it just looks awesome. Everything about it is extremely well done. It's super functional, all the materials are very high quality, and it looks like a cross between a modern bag and like a vintage bag from the 70s and 80s that you just don't see. Every time I take my mid-stripe bag out, I always get people commenting on it, asking what it is, being like, oh my God, that's the coolest bag I've ever seen. Where did you get it? So I'm truly kind of shocked that we don't see more of these, especially considering the price is coming down. The retail price is just shy of $370, but now, pretty consistently, you can find it for under $300, making this not only one of the most underrated bags, but one of the best value bags out there as well. Hey, still not sure which one's right for you? Go take the survey. Just click the link. You can do it while you're watching this video. I think it's gonna help you a lot. All right, next bag, we're gonna call this classic for a reason, and this is one of the few like big brands I include on here, and that is the Ping Hoofer. So decades ago, Ping basically wrote the book on the carry stand bag, and they continue to iterate it, they continue to improve upon it. There's a reason that the Hoofer is one of the most iconic, most widely respected, and most used bags in golf, because it just does everything very well. From comfort, performance, features, storage, it rocks. And so if you like the idea of something that's a little bit more tried and true, and maybe from a bigger brand that you're more familiar with, I would definitely take a look at Ping, because the Hoofer, it's a classic for a reason. Best bag for walkers. If you are someone that always carries your clubs and you want something that's gonna look good and be lightweight and work well, you should get the Jones Rover Stand. I love this bag. This might be my favorite new bag of 2024, and as someone who usually uses a push cart, this is also a bag that has just made me want to walk more. I've carried my clubs more rounds this year than any other year previously, specifically due to the Jones Rover. So not only are all the colorways awesome, not only have they included the strap system to make it easier to use and more comfortable, but this is also in a lot of ways just the coolest bag on the market right now. You look at a lot of the trendier, more fashion-oriented golfers out there, so many of them are using the Jones Rover, not just because it's cool, not just because it looks good, but because it's super functional and performs great as well. So if you're someone that rides a lot or uses a push cart a lot, I would not make this your only bag. This is pretty much a bag you're just gonna wanna carry. But if you're someone who's looking for just a carry bag, or if you're someone who usually uses a cart and you want a lighter weight bag to occasionally carry, this is definitely the one I would consider. If you're looking for a few other options for a lightweight carry bag that are a little bit different, I would look at the Sun Mountain 2.5 Plus. That is like the ultra lightweight carry bag. So if all you care about is reducing weight, that's the one I would take a look at. Or I would also look at the Vessel Player Air, as that would be my pick for the more like luxury high-end option. Biggest surprise. I don't know where else to put this, but I've got to include it in this list, and that is the Sunday Golf Ranger. So Sunday's been making a name for himself over the last few years, creating a fun brand with affordable golf bags where they specialized in making smaller Sunday bags. So what they did was they basically went to their lead bag designer and said, hey, go make whatever you want. Money is not an object, just go make the very best bag you can make. And he came up with the Ranger. And I gotta say, it was super unexpected coming from Sunday, considering they generally make smaller, less expensive bags, but this thing is great. Everything about it is very well thought out. It only comes in one color, black. It uses a durable, really high quality nylon. It's got a cooler pocket. It's got plenty of storage space. I do wish the straps were just a little bit thicker, but that's a very minor complaint. It's still very comfortable to carry. And I found myself using this bag a lot more than I ever expected to. I also think it surprised them, considering it's been sold out ever since it released. But I wanted to include it because I know it's going to be back in stock soon. And even though the retail price is $3.99, they generally have it on sale for $3.80, and you can use the coupon code 8015, which is going to drop it down another 15% and get it closer to like $300. So for the level of quality you're getting on this bag, that's definitely one I would consider, especially if you want another bag that really not many other people you're going to see are going to have. Sticking with Sunday for just a second, my pick for the best golf bag for juniors is also going to be a Sunday bag. I would pick up either the El Camino or the Ryder. So technically the El Camino bag is more of a full-featured Sunday bag. It's not rated to fit a full set of 14 clubs in there, but if you have a younger golfer, they're gonna like the cool branding of Sunday. They probably don't need a full set of 14 clubs anyway, and it's going to be a very affordable option. And if you do want a full-size bag that's still on the smaller side that is going to be great for like a high school golfer, the Ryder bag is also a great choice. So generally, Sunday is just the company I tend to recommend for people that are looking for bags for their kids, where it's gonna be something cool, they're gonna resonate with the branding, and you're not gonna break the bank to do it. Next up, I've got two picks for the best cart bags, and we're going back to a couple brands we've already talked about, but honestly, when I find a brand I like, I tend to like them for a reason. So if you want a high-end luxury cart bag, I would get the Vessel Lux Pro. Quite simply, this is like one of the most beautiful bags I have ever used. You've got storage for days. It's the bag that like made me want to be a cart person, but I don't usually use a cart. That being said, it also works great if you were using an electric caddy. So most electric caddies are going to be better with a cart bag versus a stand bag, just for stability reasons. And so both of these will perform well on an electric caddy or a standard golf cart. The more budget option I would go with is the Sunday Big Rig. It's funny, I'm noticing this while I'm shooting this video that I didn't used to recommend Sunday that much. I thought a lot of their earliest products were just kind of cheap and whatever, but they're really doing a good job, and the Big Rig is a great example of this. There's kind kind of a cool story behind it too, where they went to Reddit and say, what does your perfect bag look like? They got hundreds of responses, and then they took that and then went and made that bag. I love the fact there's a unique club divider system, there's storage for anything you could ever want, and there's also an included putter well that makes pulling your putter out even easier. So this bag comes in a variety of different colorways and a couple different materials, but if you get the base one, while it retails for $310, it's on sale for $280, and if you use that coupon code, it's gonna drop it down to $238. And as far as a value cart bag that's full of features, I just haven't seen anything that really comes close to that, especially considering that if you keep an eye out around holiday or common sale periods, you might be able to get it for even less money than that. All right, 2 more. We are almost done. Best travel bag, and for that I'm going with the Sun Mountain Club Glider Meridian. For the last 10 years, I've been using a Club Glove last bag, which has been bulletproof. It has been awesome. But after recently taking 2 trips with a Club Glider model, I'm converted. So the Club Glider is very similar to other golf travel bags with one big difference. There's a lever you pull and a set of wheels come up that allow this club to just glide across airport floors, hotel floors, wherever you want. You barely have to touch this thing and it just moves. It makes taking your clubs and traveling with your clubs and transporting them from hotels to rental cars to airports, it makes it so much easier. And despite the fact I've had a great experience with my Club Glove, and in a lot of ways the Club Glove is even more durable, I will take the fact that this is slightly less robust and less durable, but adds that feature for convenience. I'll take that every day of the week. And so if you're looking for a travel bag, I would definitely check that one out. And finally, this brings us to what I think is the best overall bag for most people, and that is the Jones Trouper 3.0. So this is a bag that's on its 4th iteration and continues to be one of the most popular bags out there for a variety of reasons. What I love about it is the way it marries a traditional style with modern convenience and lots of features in a way that's not going to break the bank. So this is one of those bags that every time I've traveled around, other people that have a Jones bag just kind of get it. And they're like, ah, Jones, nice. It looks cool, it's super functional. The major knock I have on this bag is the strap system does take a little bit of getting used to. It's not like you have just the full backpack style design you see with a lot of other bags. It's 2 separate straps that you can use and put on like a backpack, but also you've got the convenience of using it single strap if that's something that you prefer. It just takes a little getting used to understanding exactly how to put it on to make those double straps work, but once you know how to do it, you've played around with it, it's a non-issue and they're super comfortable. So for me, I think that for most people who just want a bag that's gonna perform well, not be crazy expensive, look cool, be kind of unique, Jones just ticks all those boxes for me, and that's why I recommend it to so many people. So there you go. Those are my current picks for the bags I am personally using, the bags I like the most, and the ones that I think are among the best out there in golf. If you got some value out of this, maybe consider hitting subscribe. If you have comments on any of these bags, I've used all of these ones I've mentioned extensively, so drop a comment below and I will do my very best to answer every single one. Also, as I test new bags, I add them to the written version of this post, which I will link to below. So if you want to see if I have any new recommendations as this video gets a little bit older, make sure that you go and check that out, as that will be the first place I will update them. So with that, I hope you have an excellent day, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.